how do, the experiments we're doing around weather forecasting and the models and everything that we're doing impact weather forecasting for people when they see it in our Tomorrow dashboard
Mhm.
or see it in an app, right? See it in the weather app, or if they have our Tomorrow app. How does it all come to the consumer? Um, yeah,
Yeah, and it's the measuring it on that scale is always kind of a hard thing, like
yeah,
moving to the end perception of it. But
yes,
I think how these experiments improve our weather forecasts are when we build these AI weather prediction models and we're ingesting the latest data, the goal is to minimize our error. And maybe
hmm
that doesn't always include every single weather event. And I think a lot of times weather forecasters and phone apps get a bad rap because people always say the moniker of the weather forecaster's always wrong. They never get it right.
yeah,
Unfortunately, I don't think the field will ever shake that. So we have the numbers to show that forecasts are getting better, and it's about a day per decade. A 5-day forecast today is as good as a 3-day forecast 20 years ago. And
yes,
that's a lot of those improvements have been slow improvements to the weather model, slow improvements to more data being collected. So, specifically with our constellation, we're only one small piece of the full weather forecast. And so, end users, for some cherry picked forecaster, they might not see the benefit for that specific forecast. But I think if you're using an app or the dashboard specifically, and we've tuned the model to specifically minimize alerting you about rain. Maybe that's something you care about as a consumer. I don't know, maybe you run tennis tournaments for whatever
yeah,
reason, and you need to know to a high precision if it's going to rain because we can't play tennis in the rain. People slip and get hurt. So if we've tuned those forecasts for raining, uh, over time, statistically, you should get a better result than just if you just did one event and just used a non-tuned model. So that I think
yeah,
that's where our experiments are looking to tune these weather forecasts for specific needs. And
hmm
then on a statistical result, say over the whole summer season, you'll see that, hey, on average, we were doing better at predicting when to stop the tennis tournament than if we used the old untuned model. I think
yeah.
that's where people actually see the benefit from all the work we're doing.
Yeah, the hyper localized
Yeah.
ability to forecast, and I think also the average impact, right, is
Mhm.
better. Yes, I think in general weather gets a bad rep, just like anything that people are kind of looking at on a daily basis, right? There's variability, and it's because we're basing it off of model and prediction that it's
Mhm.
never gonna, we can't say every day, at least not right now, there's 100% accuracy, but the accuracy is getting a lot better. But when people are using an app and looking at it every day, and it people can get mad
Yeah, and
about
it's
it. But
hard
what
to
can you do?
it's
It's
hard to
not.
tune a forecast for everyone's needs, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the thought is you do one forecast model that does a lot of things generally well.
Yeah.
But if people are hard to please because I mean, like I said, the example, maybe I'm playing tennis, but then somebody else doesn't really care about the rain because they actually want it to rain, where I don't want it to rain because
Yeah.
maybe they're growing their vegetables in the garden need water, right? So
Yeah.
there's different competing interests, and you can't really have one model that does everything, at least currently,
Yeah.
unfortunately.